Alrighty, folks. Good evening and welcome to tonight's edition of the Whitfield Report, spooky edition of the show. Happy Halloween to everyone and welcome to the show. I'm your host, Sam Whitfield, broadcasting live here from South Florida. Kind of tired from last night's big Gamma Secret King shindig. But still happy to be here and joined as always by my co-host Apex Gamma. So
What's up, y'all? Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween, Sammy.
happy Halloween to you too. Have you done anything for Halloween this year, or are you like me? And I mean, admittedly, I kind of forgot about the holiday entirely.
Yeah, I mean, this year it's been kind of hard to pay attention to that sort of thing. But no, Halloween is up there with Christmas for me, um, because it's so fun for kids, and having, you know, it's fun for me too, But yeah, no, this year I haven't. There's a woeful number of children uh, wandering around doing any kind of trick or treating. I mean, I saw like a couple of. I mean, I don't know. It's weird, man. It's like post-apocalyptic Halloween. People that it's all over the place. I guess unusually low numbers of trick or treaters, and I don't know. It's kind of a bummer, but again, this year it kind of doesn't really doesn't really surprise me. But yeah,
One of my neighbors kind of said it perfectly today. He said, "Yeah, this whole entire year has kind of been like Halloween, just with how weird it's gotten. So
yeah,
no one's really in the mood to celebrate. I mean, I guess I guess some people are like having smaller parties for like their kids and whatnot, from what I've heard, and that's fine and cool and whatnot, but uh no one I think is really handing out candy this year, at least not that I've heard of. You know no no one's even like doing the whole college thing of getting together to watch like scary movies. You don't hear about that. There aren't any costume parties or anything like that going on, so it's just weird, I
well,
guess.
I mean, I will say they're like the local bars out here did their usual costume contest. Yesterday there was a couple of them, and the bar closest to me um, was giving out like a fucking $500 cash prize for first place.
Oh wow,
So yeah,
that
I mean, I didn't I didn't go obviously because I was busy surprising fucking Scorpio, which was more important. Um,
and that was kind of a party in and of itself. I
hmm
feel like, um,
It was. I mean, we were drinking and smoking on stream. Hell yeah, it was a party, man. The Mr. Professional Scorps, broke all of his streaming codes that last night. So I think we did a good job, man.
I think we did too. And I will admit though, people were saying that oh God, Sam, why did you do another 4 hour stream? And admittedly, I guess I don't know. 2020 has really been the year of long streams because I usually like to try and keep the streams about like an hour, to an hour and a half. But admittedly, even even with COVID, and well, especially with COVID, I've kind of been I still get out when I can, but it's harder for me to get it to get out sometimes because I am in a wheelchair, and then couple that with COVID and everything. Public transit is kind of shut down, and you know
Right.
a lot of my friends for some reason have kind of been like sketchy about getting together for various things this year. So a lot of my a lot of my, socialization time, I guess, is hanging out with you, and the rest of the gammas on
Yeah, yeah.
stream. And I know I'm not alone in that. There are a lot of people who are like that. So, like I said,
Well,
I'm
like you brought up last night actually that we may be like we may have been, well, certainly not the first to do it, but the uh the idea of, this depending on how much longer people buy this shit, there's probably going to be more of that sort of thing. Maybe not necessarily like live streams, but potentially, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
well,
Like
just people like
surprise birthday parties and shit for people, you know what I mean? Same kind of deal, but with people that know each other IRL but don't want to get together. I don't know. It seems really fucking stupid thinking about it right now, but it doesn't. So does fucking everything else that's happening right now. So
yeah, I
I
mean,
wouldn't put it. It's nothing too stupid in my brain at this point.
no, and it's really it's really weird because I was telling my mom, today too. We went out shopping and at Target, and I told her at one point when we were coming back, I said, Mom, I said the thing I miss. I think one of the things I miss is like seeing people's faces in public. I mean, it's a small thing that we always used to take for granted, but now because wearing everyone for the most part is wearing a mask, you don't see people's faces. So, even if you were to like bump into someone that you might know, like at the store or something, you might not recognize them now.
It happens to me fucking all the time, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Sorry.
and that
That's yeah.
that's a thing. And then you don't wear a and if you don't, it used to be it used to be that if you wore a mask like in a store, even like a year ago, that people would kind of look at you funny, like, is something wrong? Is this person, sick, or what's going on? And now, if someone doesn't wear a mask, inside a store or whatever, people, freak out, and are like,
Well, we've been. It's crazy to think how long we've been fucking talking about this shit. Because back in like, when did we lock down? Was it March?
yeah,
Like the official lockdown was in March. I was saying, maybe in April when, or maybe it was in March. I can't remember when the mask shit first started popping off. Of course, right along with the lockdowns. This is all the shit that I was talking about. Like the need to like the primal instinct to read facial expressions and body language and shit. It's also important you know, to cover up so much of a person's. I mean, it's effectively like I don't know, man. It's like covering up the window to the house. You know what I mean? You can't see what the fuck's going on uh, underneath that mask. And yeah, you're. I said the same thing. It wasn't that long ago, or something similar anyway. It wasn't that long ago that fucking criminals were the people that wore masks into public places, or someone that was sick. But I mean, culturally, people didn't really, either they didn't go out if they were sick, or they didn't give enough of a fuck to put a mask on. You know what I mean? In America, anyway. So yeah. I mean, I grew up. You're sick, you stay home. You don't go spread the sickness. Like, I mean, it's fucking kindergarten shit.
wait,
Wash your hands before you eat. I mean, all this shit seems like so revelation. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know. Like profound um, to people nowadays. Like, I don't know. It blows my fucking mind. But
which
I don't know.
which I will say. So, I had an IRL friend like challenge me. He's like, okay, can you think of one thing that's like positive about this whole thing? And I said, well, it is good that people are actually like staying home when they're sick and not like going into work or going, into, school or whatever, because of, COVID. Like, before businesses and schools weren't, as sensitive to that, but now they are, so that is one good thing. And again, say, I guess with the heightened awareness of people like washing their hands, but again, like you said, the fact that it took that it took a disease, or a pandemic.
China,
Yeah,
China virus, China. It came from China.
yeah, the fact it took the China virus to you know get us to that point is kind of it's just ridiculous.
Well, and another thing that I pointed out, or that I speculated way back, what feels like fucking forever ago now, but just a few months back in March or April, that like, oh shit, I don't know, it all runs together now. But the hand sanitizer doesn't kill fucking strands of RNA, which is what viruses are. Alcohol doesn't kill that shit. So people dousing themselves with hand sanitizer after they touch everything, in and out of every building, and in and out of their car. I mean, I see some obsessive behavior from a lot of people, dude, in regards to specifically the hand sanitizer. And I mean, germs, we need germs. You know what I mean? We're like mostly bacteria and shit. Uh, so alcohol does kill those things. You know what I mean? And then we're seeing, I don't know how prevalent this is, or if it's just you know, uh, something people are, fake news, as it were. But there is a thing called bacterial pneumonia that Dr. Fauci actually wrote about, um, in regards to the Spanish flu. And in his own words, the Spanish flu didn't kill nearly as many people as bacterial pneumonia, which is effective. The way I understand it, it's when the bacteria that's native to your nose and mouth make it into your lungs, and like, or something like that. But there are cases of it popping up from people obsessively wearing masks because they're scared to fucking death. Um, and again, I don't know. I may just be fucking. I haven't been able to really look that much into it because there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of info. But that paper that Fauci wrote, that exists. That's a real thing. But he attributes a lot of it to sanitation and shit like that. But
The thing
I don't
that
know, man.
the thing that I guess kind of blew my mind this week, it didn't really like blow my mind, but it was kind of like, yeah, no shit. I guess the WHO is now admitting that lockdowns are bad, which is kind of like I could have I could have told you that back in April, honestly.
Alan in the chat. Oh, it's fucking.
You know what?
Uh,
I would love to have. I know that Alan doesn't. He does more like videos, but I would. And I know Alan's in my Discord, so I would love to have Alan, come on the show sometime if he wants
a shit post in real time. That'd be fun.
to. I mean, so
I'm just
part
kidding.
so part of the whole thing, and this I have to be honest too. I'm a little stressed out about the election because I feel like there is so. I mean, there was a lot riding on the last election too. With it was either Trump or the fucking demon woman, as I call her, right? But now with the Hunter Biden, revelation and all that, like with the whole China thing, I was actually telling like Starshine um last night when we were because we had talked and done behind the scenes prep for and she was just asking me how I am in general. I said, I'm doing good, but I am stressed out a bit about the election and there's a lot riding on this, including our freedom. I mean, if Joe Biden gets elected somehow as president, and with all his connections to China, I mean, on
I mean,
I
yeah, dude. I'm with you on the stress part, but not because. I mean, it's obviously on purpose, man. You know what I mean. All the, it's on purpose. It's the same reason the fucking the fake news slash news media, Fox included, man, they just perpetuate the same shit. It's fear porn. It's, you know, it gets our fucking, you know,
Yeah.
limbic system in a fucking, the fight or flight. You know what I mean? It stresses everybody the fuck out, and people make stupid decisions, or they make. I mean, it's hard to avoid, because like even if you don't give a shit, um, which I know several people that don't, you know, they're like, dude, I've never heard them mention a political thing in their life, and they'll coming out with what the fuck? Yeah, I mean, I can't even pull anything off the top of my head, but yeah, Hunter Biden or Trump, this or I mean, from both sides, people are like, they're just inundated with this shit, and something hits a nerve with them, and then their ears perk up, and all of a sudden you know, they're hooked, or I don't know, they're caught by the fear
Yeah,
porn.
and I have to admit, like that's a large part of why I like doing, the Gamma Hug Box, and whatnot, and GSK room,
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, yeah, some of that stuff is drama, but like a lot of that internet stuff is just goofy. Um, you know, a lot of that is just goofy stuff, and
It's lulls, man. It's what the
it,
internet's
it's
for. It's what I've been trying to tell you.
it's lows, and I mean, you know, I still am serious somewhat, but there was a point, like there was a point like 5 years ago where I got so into politics that I was literally, just like eating, drinking, like sleeping, around the clock, like politics all the time, and it wasn't good, necessarily. So, you have to have balance with everything in life, obviously. Um, but with that being said, we're gonna, I'm gonna see what happens on election night and go from there. I hope that
Yeah.
Trump wins,
Listen,
and
Sammy. Worst case scenario, man. If you just get if it, you always have. This is the thing. Uh, you got your bonds diversified, nigga, as Wu Tang would say in that Dave Chappelle sketch. You've got your foot in the political for all these years, but you could always just ditch the political shit if it becomes too much, and laugh at people.
I've done that. And Scorpio brings up a good point. He says life is too serious to take.
Serious to take. Yeah, I just read that.
I mean, and I mean, it's funny, but it's true too. Kind of. I um.
Yeah, right.
So, and
Exactly.
I mean, honestly, like I don't have cable. I don't like I get most of my news from the internet, which in and of itself is, I mean, if there's one thing that being in the GSK has taught me, and for real, it's there's grifters on all sides, and you've gotta seriously look at everything. So otherwise, Boomer Scott is gonna be selling you talent stack cards. So
Yeah. So we lost a great man today, man. I know you were
yeah,
a big fan. I was too. We didn't talk about it before stream, but I figured you might want to bring that up. And
yeah, Sir Sean Connery, man. And it's what I'll say is it's I mean, for those who don't know, James Bond is probably my favorite film franchise of all time. Second would be Star Wars, but and I grew up in the Brosnan era, as did I think as did you, Apex. But I discovered Sean later, and I was like, oh, so this is the James Bond that my folks grew up with, and like those Bond movies. Johnny and I have like a running thing where we'll take like names of movies and we'll say, well, that couldn't be made anymore, and about like I would say all of Sean Connery's Bond films, they definitely could not be made anymore for the simple fact that you
I
know
wish they would though.
I wish they would too. It makes me long from the 1960s, when
Shut your mouth, woman.
yeah, there's a I actually watched Connery's Bond films at the beginning of quarantine because when the most recent one got postponed, I'm like, okay, well now what am I gonna do? So I decided, oh, I'll watch the old ones with Connor, and I mean, yeah, some of the '60s ones are cheesy by today's standards, but there are a couple of scenes, in some of them where like there's one scene in Goldfinger where he has his Bond girl or whatever, and he's talking to his CIA contact, and he says, so and so meet Felix. Felix meets so and so. Now, Scram Woman, it's man talk time, and then he smacks her on the ass, and you couldn't get away with that today. There would be an outrage mob, but
Dude,
it's
you know
funny.
what would make it even better, that like an exact recreation of that scene in a movie today, but they bleep the word woman
Oh,
just because.
oh yeah, you're right about that. And Eliza says true to the fucking character. Well, I mean, yeah, that's definitely true too. Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, aside from the Bond movies, I mean, he was in a lot. He was in The Hunt for Red October. He was in uh the Untouchables, which I guess that's the one film that he won an Oscar for. And I think one of the most impressive things is that he died today at 90 years old in his
Yeah,
sleep.
dude. Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, what a fucking legend, dude.
I mean,
He's done some crazy shit. I know that.
so it's sad, but at the same time, it's kind of like
Yeah, but it's not really though, man. It like, death used to be a celebration. The I mean, like funerals used to be held in the what is now called the living room, which is why it being called the living room is a mockery of our traditions, you know. And to make it like, yeah, dude, everything dies. It's literally the one thing that's guaranteed, for all living things, So like, if you're gonna, we're all gonna go. So instead of being sad that they're not here anymore, just look at what they've done and remember, carry that. That's what it used to be about. I mean, going way the fuck as far as we can trace, the ritual of, I don't even know, funeral procession, um, in humanity. So yeah, it sucks, but we all got to go, man. And what a fucking legend. Props
no,
to him. I'm sure he's fucking smacking asses up in heaven right now.
no one gets out of here. No one gets out of here alive, as Jim Morrison
Yeah.
famously said,
Yep.
and uh, Alan just dropped. Oh, he dropped another. He dropped a meme in the disc in the Whitfield Report Discord server, and oh god. Well, I guess now I need
That's
to.
true. Alan did get out alive. I mean, I was there for that. So he stands alone. And Jesus, I guess.
Well, we've never seen Alan and Jesus in the same room. I will say that.
Holy shit, Sam! I've never thought of that.
I mean, you know, stranger. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that Alan is Jesus.
Must be nice.
but but I'm not saying I'm not saying that he isn't either. Um, oh yeah, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and yeah, Johnny. Just because someone is a grifter doesn't mean they're wrong. They're wrong. I mean, yeah, grifters can be right about stuff too, but Johnny says I'm not an old fuck. So Sean Connor is always just a fat old George Clooney to me.
Clooney.
Well, I mean, I think I actually had heard that Clooney was rumored to be like he had auditioned for the James Bond role in the 90s, like around the time that Brosnan would have done it. I don't know if that's true, but
Eliza says, if Alan is Jesus, we're all going to fucking hell.
that's true. And no sauce, and I don't I don't plan on going full on you guys. Must be nice.
Must be nice. Must be nice.
Uh, but
yeah. So, Rip and pepperoni to George. Fucking, I was gonna say George Clooney. And I'm thinking George Clooney because of the chat. Oh fuck, man! I'm so tired. Yeah, Rip and pepperoni to the legend, man.
to Sean Connery, he only lived twice, but made a good he had a good run at both of his lives. So
Jesus. Jesus said, "Come down from the mountaintop." I don't know.
So one thing I wanted to ask you, because I don't know if we covered this in the Hug Box last night, but did you get a chance to watch the Alex Jones Joe Rogan podcast?
I didn't yet, but it must be nice. Must. I can't do it, man. Must be nice. I keep reverting back to that voice. Must be nice. Anyway, no, I haven't watched it yet. I've actually actively not watched it because I have this aversion to things that are popular, including things that I previously would have indulged in. So, like, the more people, like my idiot liberal friends, like, dude, you watched the Jones is back on Rogan. It's hilarious, man. I'm like, that's cool. Now I don't want to watch it. I'm just kidding. I'll watch it, but I haven't even seen any clips of it yet. But
I will admit I haven't watched the Kanye.
I watched more of that one than I did. I haven't seen any of the Alex Jones one. I was, excuse me. Actually, it was kind of, god damn it, excuse me. Yeah, interesting to hear Kanye speak like a normal fucking human being. He said some weird shit, but like again, like anybody else that goes on Rogan with the chance to speak long form, you get a totally different picture. I didn't listen to that whole one either, but I did listen to more of it than I intended to. I was just going to check it out
What
for a little bit.
Was Kanye lucid or on this one?
Oh,
or?
dude, no, he's fucking no, yeah, he's lucid as shit. I mean, he even makes, he even at one point, I'm gonna butcher this because I was I was listening, but I was fucking drawn or something. But it made me laugh out loud. He was telling his story about his dad who was a Black Panther, and how he something about how he would like walk around and snatch like microphones out of people's hands or something that didn't deserve it, and then he looks at Joe and he's like, that must run in the family," talking about making a joke about his fucking Taylor Swift um, thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, it was a meta, and I caught it. It was real quick, but it was self-deprecating. He was basically saying his dad used to go around and fucking shut people down that he thought opinions didn't, weren't important, and he basically has done the same thing because maybe it's genetic or something like that because of the Taylor Swift. So you know what I mean? That was the one little. He's definitely lucid though, and it's interesting to hear him talk. He again, he says some weird shit at times, but he sounds very much like a just an artist, man. Like he thinks differently than a lot of people about things, a lot of things, and he's had a transformation that he calls it to back to Christ, and that's his biggest thing. What everyone's calling him crazy for, and it seems to be the most grounding thing about him at this point,
Do
because he brings it up a lot in the bit that I remember. I mean, it's always like he's start talking about something, and he always anchors back to, and then God and Jesus fucking, like, I don't know, it's
yeah.
interesting.
Do you, what I'm curious, because I go back and I really I go back and forth on Kanye, because I like some of the stuff that he's done with, like, saying that not all black people have to vote Democrat, like that. That's good. I'm not like a lot of these conservatives who are now, saying, "Oh my God, he's the best thing ever." But it is good. But at the same time, I I fear him. I fear him basically. I'm not saying that he'll join up with Owen, but um, I feel like, I don't know. Maybe eventually he could go down the Owen rabbit hole. Uh,
Joe?
no,
I'm sorry.
Kanye.
Who are we
Kanye.
talking? Kanye. Oh, okay. No. I don't think so, man. He doesn't strike me as such. He seems well aware of the, and I, again, this long form. I didn't listen to the whole thing. Maybe I shouldn't be speaking so confidently, but I just got the impression that, like so many other people, he is awake to his oppressors, and maybe he's fabricating some of it in his mind, and some of it's a little bit crazy as far as like the way he frames it. But it's clear that, I mean, fucking Kurt Cobain allegedly blew his fucking brains out because you know the the people that paid and owned all of his shit, trying to make him do things he didn't want to as an artist. And I mean, I don't know, man. I can't speak for fucking Kanye. You should check it out though. It's better than I thought it would be, and it's more illuminating to the character that is Kanye, for me anyway. I didn't recall any talk of the presidential thing, his presidential bid.
Yeah,
So I must not have listened that far.
I'm I'm going to listen to some of it either tonight or tomorrow, when I get the chance. I mean,
Excuse me.
honestly, in regards to his presidential bid, I do hope that he ends up splitting the vote for Biden, or in favor of Trump, I guess. Yeah, splitting the Biden vote in favor of Trump. And
Yeah, I mean, it's it seems to be that's the I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense. But
I did see on Twitter, and Joe Rogan actually brought this up in the Alex Jones podcast. I guess Jennifer Aniston tweeted something at, like, it's not funny to split the vote by voting for Kanye West. So don't. And then he tweeted, Friends wasn't funny either. So,
yeah, dude, that's awesome.
which I
No, again, dude, I think that I personally, I can't speak for you, but I personally left with a better opinion of him than I went in with, and I didn't really even have a negative opinion of him. I've seen him say and do a lot of stupid shit, but I'm not a big hip hop fan. I can't even really name any of his songs, quite frankly. But
No, no, not.
but he uh like he comes off as a smarter person than I thought he was, and he does now. In thinking about it, he does talk about um the presidential shit a little bit, and it mostly talks about uh the president, about Donald Trump, and how he just all the things Kanye sees him as. And from what I can pull out of my memory, off the top here, it sounds like he might actually be serious that he thinks he can win this thing, like just popping in like this because Trump made him believe that he could. And he I feel like he pulls it back and he's like, if not this year, then in 4 years. I'm young, etc. Um, I could see that. I
And
could see Kanye 2028 or some shit.
2024. I mean,
No, 2028. We got to skip another. We got to skip another election cycle because it. No, I'm just kidding. Not really, but
I mean, look, it wouldn't surprise me if we had a Kanye, if we had a like President Kanye at some point.
yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at.
And let's see. Scorpio just sent something in the chat. So
What is it?
no idea. Uh, it says the link didn't work, I guess, but Johnny says Apex is a cat lady boomer who Apex is a cat lady boomer who drinks.
Who drinks ice? Yeah, I'm sure that's referring to the natty ice that I was drinking last night, or maybe it was the Ice House. Man, all these degenerate, disgusting fucking beers I drink have ice in them in their name. Keystone Ice. Well, shit.
I
Maybe
mean,
that's the mark of. Maybe that's the mark of degenerate fucking beer. Might be onto something.
I've drank.
It's not Bulite. It's not Bulite though.
I've 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 drank Budweiser. I don't drink Bud Light, but I drink Budweiser, which isn't that much better. Um, so um, happy Halloween to everyone in the chat, especially uh to Brew, who just said happy Halloween, fellow squirters.
Happy Halloween, baby.
So
Oh man.
yeah,
How long we at, Sammy?
we're already like 45 minutes in.
Oh,
Amazingly.
that's okay. I mean, that's kind of where I thought we were. I mean, I'd be okay with like a solid hour 15. Yeah, I've still got a little bit in me.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump into Versa 2 probably after this. But here's what I want to know. Apex and the chat can participate in this too. Realistically, what do you think is gonna happen on the election day?
Uh, on election day, a whole
Do
lot of nothing,
you think
other than chaos.
Trump is gonna win, or
I don't think there's going to be any clear lines anytime soon, bro. I really don't. I see this as a sort of a nightmare scenario. Like maybe not literal nightmare, but like in the scheme of or in the realm of logistics and shit, it just seems like there's so much chaos, man. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. That could be more smokescreen to try and dissuade from the fact that Trump is fucking like again, from just what I see with my own eyes, like I have literally seen one Biden sign in a yard in like 50 plus mile, which is again is nothing for obviously I'm in a red state, so that shouldn't really surprise me. But um, oh man, what was oh yeah, the people, the family and shit that I have in other states, Texas, which is supposedly turning blue. My sister still lives there. She fucking hates it because she's super liberal as well, and she fucking hates all this conservative Republican bullshit, which I can't really blame her. But uh, yeah, so I don't remember the point I was trying to make. Oh, yeah, man, I have a few ideas of this the way it could. I don't like making predictions, dude. I don't like betting.
I
You
don't
know what I mean?
I don't like making predictions either. Um,
I should though because I fucking write more often than I like to. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's clear from what I see that it's going to be way more of a blowout than it was in 2016 as far as actual votes go. But when we're going to figure that out and suss out all the nonsense, I don't know, man. I mean, a week, a month, who the fuck knows? Past inauguration day? I mean, I have no idea.
Yo, my friend Gabe Ike Boney is in the chat. Gabe, how are you, man? And he and I used to well, technically we still do political commentary blogging, but we haven't done it in a while. But he says 50-50. I mean, look, I know that this may seem like a cop out, but I think if the election is legit, Trump is gonna win.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna get either way, it's going to get contested.
Yeah.
I
I
just
mean,
I don't see it going. I don't see it going in. I don't see it going any other way. I mean, you know, all of the Trump supporters are just so damn sure that Trump is gonna win, and all the Biden supporters are just, you know, they're so damn sure that Biden is going to win, and you know, we're not gonna know until I don't think we're gonna know on election night.
no, I don't think so.
Um, but I do think I do think that the Antifa is gonna be up to shit. And I don't think that the RV6 crew, you know, in Baked Alaska going out there and macing people is gonna necessarily help Trump either. But I mean, the other thing too is a lot of people I know voted before all this took place.
Yeah, Johnny has a good point too. He says he says we'll know soon because it'll be a fucking blowout. There's only so many votes out there, but you know, there's only supposed to be so many dollars out there too. But you know, I mean, that's what I mean with the fake news media and shit. Who knows how long people are gonna, you know, believe or not believe or start more burning more shit down. Yeah, Yoba will fucking save us. Baked will fucking go. Baked and his RV crew will make their way to DC and they'll tell him what for.
No, no, no. E Scorpio will save us. If listen, if E Scorpio or Johnny decided to run for, I mean, even if Apex and I were to run on a presidential ticket, I'd vote for us. I'd
You bet your ass.
I'd vote for a Gamma ticket or a Danger Zone ticket or
A literal gamma in chief? Is that what we're talking about here?
yep.
I don't know that. I don't know. Scorpio wouldn't like that, man.
I'd
You might have to boot me off the ticket and take him with you, buddy. That might be a smarter move.
heck
Because
I would even vote in Evil Eric. and he's evil. He's evil Eric.
You don't want me to be president? I would make it look like a fucking gamma. Oh shit! I believe you, sir. And I.
uh, uh,
Oh man, that's good stuff. Let's
well,
see. What's your? Well, yeah, okay. We gave predictions. Now, what do you think is going to be the conclusion of all this Hunter Biden shit? Like, how much more?
that that all depend. That's part of the reason why I'm so nervous about the election, because I feel like if Trump gets elected, Biden's. I mean, it. I don't mean to sound like conspiratorial to like Alex Jones, but based on what we've seen from the Bob Yelensky, uh, you know, the press conference, and then Johnny posted a video of him on Tucker the other night. Um, it's quite, it is quite possible that if Trump gets reelected, Hunter Biden at the very least could be, arrested for treason. I'm not sure what will happen to.
Yeah, I mean, we said the same fucking thing about Hillary Clinton, though, bro. So, I mean,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And another thing I wanted to, I'm glad I just thought of this, but that whole Tucker Carlson Hunter documents going missing. Did you see that?
yeah, I did that, and that was weird.
Well, what's extra weird is that some major, news organization doesn't know how to make copies, for one, doesn't know how to scan an email for two. I don't know. And the documents were recovered apparently as well. So like that is another thing. I'm like, when everybody saw that, it's like, dude, that's fucked up. But the more I thought about it, after as soon as the fucking clip ended, I'm like, wait a second, why the fuck, like these exclusive, super important, like there's no copies, or I mean, he didn't specify that there weren't. So I guess, um, but still, it's I don't know, man. If there were copies of it, then them stealing it would just mean that somebody stole their mail. You know what I mean? It wouldn't have any bearing on the relevance or you know the uh the fortitude of their evidence, because they would have fucking copies of it. Like I don't it didn't make sense to me. And now all of a sudden the documents are recovered, and it's like it's so hard to take fucking anything seriously anymore, man. Like I don't know, man. This shit was weird though.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny says if they will go after Trump if he loses, no doubt, and after they go after Trump, exactly, Johnny, and that is why I am saying that Trump needs to Trump needs to fucking pull this thing out and win. Uh, I'm not liking the fact that well, first off, going back to the whole coronavirus thing, I feel like these lockdowns need to end, and Biden has already said that if he gets in, they're not going to end. In fact, they're going to, get more intensified. And I can only room whack for so long before
Yeah, for sure. The lockdowns need to end.
before it gets tiresome. And
Oso says Biden wins.
well, Oso isn't Oso a liberal though? Anyway, I think he is, and I don't mean that even as
I have no idea.
I don't even mean that as a criticism.
Yes, you do, Sam. Don't lie to the man.
Well, m- maybe slightly, but
Maybe a little bit, but it's in good fun.
but
Oh,
but I do like the fact that Oso took on the the Kurgan. So
Oso's done good work. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Weird. I don't know what's going on with my headset died just like I said it would. And now my screen, like it's not, I don't know. Never mind. It doesn't matter. There's no effect. Oso is not a liberal, Scorpio says. So you take it back right now.
Oh, so well, Oso is probably just trying to screw with me then because he's Oso de Maricon, the gay faggot bear.
Maricon, get it right, man. Oso de Maricon.
Oh, Oso, well, yeah. This is why I was never good at speaking Spanish. I'm as Joe Rogan likes to make fun of himself and say, and I'll say this too. I'm one of those English only speaking jerks. But I can, although if I'm around people speaking Spanish, I can usually pick up on what they're saying. Oddly enough. Um, but
Stay in school, kids.
but yeah, man. Like I said, I'm waiting to see just what happens, and uh, we'll probably do a live stream on election night, or I'll go on somebody's live stream. I don't know yet. But it will certainly be interesting. That I know. And
Alan's totally gonna win his office costume contest. In your on air your show prep Discord. Did you see that?
by the way, oh yeah, he's totally gonna win.
Hey guys. That's good.
But yeah, no, that's actually really cool. What Alan has there, that is a cool costume.
Yeah. Cool accessories for said costume. Bang bang, bitch. Just kidding. Not really. I need to quit saying that because I'm not always kidding. It's a defense mechanism from real life. People can't handle jokes.
The
Just kidding.
Evo X says the civil unrest will be worse with a Biden win. It will be seen as cheating. Wait till you see an angry armed right.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
It's a fact. It's good. I mean, they're already. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and
that's definitely not liberal.
And I do take the I do take the liberal comment back.
That's funny. Minecraft everywhere. Yeah, where are we at now, Sammy? Time wise.
We are at 1 hour specifically.
Right on. Well,
so
what do you want to talk about?
Well,
you want to go to bed?
We do have a few minutes.
Yeah.
So I guess we could do a little bit of like an after show for the Hug Rocks. I don't know, man. What was your favorite part of last night's live stream? Or
well, just the fact that it happened and it went down mostly without a hitch. And Scorpio was surprised. So I mean, there was a lot to be happy about. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. I I think I need confirmation on this, but I was thinking about it and I was cringing so hard with like the when I come in and I'm like, breaking news, Sammy, play the video, and we couldn't get it working. If we did that on purpose, that would have been so funny, dude. Like that would have been so funny. But yeah, I don't think it was unless you did that on purpose.
No, well, so what happened with that was I was originally going to play the video that we all did, and then Starshine wanted me to play the song first. So
Okay, see, Sausage says it looked like it was on purpose. See, that's fucking amazing. Thank God.
as long as it looked that way, that's what matters. Hey, Frank, motherfucking Castle, what's up, bro?
What's going on, guys? Can you hear me all right?
What up?
We we can hear you fine.
I just got back from a movie.
Oh,
It's
a good movie or a meh movie?
Alita Battle Angel went to theaters again, so we didn't get to see it in theaters the first time around. We just bought a DVD, so we were like, "Fuck it, we'll go see it in the theater." I really like it, so.
Ah,
I have no familiarity with like I guess there's like the manga's been around for quite a while, but I have no familiarity with like the backstory or anything. All I know about it is from the movie. It's one of that's usually not the case for me when it comes to sci-fi or fantasy stuff. Usually, I'm more familiar with the source material, but I think it totally deserves the sequel. But I mean, that's up to the money people.
yeah. Well, with everything that's going on right now, it doesn't seem like anyone.
Probably not a concern.
It doesn't seem like anyone's making movies right now. I mean, hell, the James Bond movie was wrapped and ready to go, and we were supposed to get it back in April, in the summer, and then we were.
Well, what about New Mutants? They've been fucking saying they're gonna make that movie, or that movie's been made for like 5 years now.
Yeah, and it just keeps getting postponed. So
Yeah, it must be amazing.
That's really gonna suck. Like if all these movies that people have been waiting for come out and they just all suck. That's going to be
I think a lot of them will.
Yeah, unfortunately, I bet you're right.
Did you see the Bill and Ted sequel that they did? Didn't make it to theaters, which I thought was kind of disappointing. But they didn't cram like there was a little bit of SJW stuff in there. You know what I mean? They kind of acknowledged it, but they didn't cram it down your throat or anything. And while it was kind of milk toasty in regards to how it all played out, I thought it was worth the trouble. Man, you cannot say that about most of these reboot sequels, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Like the Ghostbusters one? Fuck, people wanted to kill people over how bad that was. Jesus.
Yeah, the Ghostbusters, the 2016 remake. That was one that was hilarious because when the trailer for that first came out, it got like a 90 percent like downvote ratio to only like.
Yeah.
So, even before they released it, no one really wanted that movie anyway. And then they were like, well, we're going to make it anyway. And then everyone hated it. And then they were shocked that everyone hated it, even though everyone said, we don't want this movie. So.
Needs more pirate.
Yeah, we need a pirate in here.
Yeah, he's around.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I wonder if he's got whiskey.
Well, if the pirate comes in here, it looks like we're gonna have to rate this stream.
That's right. That's
yeah.
Right.
This one's less for kids than some of the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, technically everything's for kids,
I'm looking forward
kids grow up.
I'm looking forward to Aliens, fucking monkeys, or whatever. The conversation that tops the next.
Don't be racist, man. Black people and brown people don't really like each other that much.
I was talking about gorillas, It an allegory on the stream. You know, it was ham-fisted, but it worked really well.
Allegory. Around here, we just got crocodiles.
Yep. Well, we have plenty of gators in here in Florida, and
Yeah, I've never understood why somebody would be like a shitty person to another person in Florida. If somebody wants to kill you, getting rid of your body is like you got to flip a coin. Sharks, gators. Yeah, I want to get out in the water. We're gonna take the boat. Let's do sharks. You know what I mean? Like fuck, you can just go away.
well, it seems like being
quite a lot of people have, I think. Yeah.
yeah.
And they were never heard from again.
Yeah, I mean, you know, who knows? There could be a lot of bodies floating between here and Cuba. I don't know.
Oh, it's all poop by now. All poop.
Probably.
So, what did we talk about earlier?
Anyway,
Frank can weigh in on. What were we? I don't even remember what the fuck we talked about, man.
Gabe, what? So you said something earlier this morning about Sean Connery's passing, but kind of made me crack up a bit. You said you were thinking out with Sean Connery, but then you also said you were thinking out like Catherine Zeta-Jones ass.
Well, yeah, because here's what it is I've thought about that, you know, a bunch, like in the last couple years. To be honest with you, like who's gonna, you know, who am I familiar with that's gonna die next? You know, like been some big fucking names that have gone in the last few years, and it's like, fuck, well, shit. Sean Connery's old. He doesn't spend much time in the public spotlight anymore. He's probably not going to be around forever, and you know, that's because Sean Connery has always been one of my favorite actors.
Oh yeah,
you know, that I think about him, and he's still around. You know what I mean? So like, I'm not going to think about somebody that A, isn't still around, and B, I personally am not a fan of. But it did occur to me. I was like, you know, eventually we're going to hear the news. Sean Connery died, and then seriously, like, you know, a few days later, boom, there it was. I can't say, you know, literally for years, you know, every once in a while I'll be like, I wonder how long we got until Sean Connery dies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not like I predicted it or anything, but.
Well,
it's funny to me because he's one of the names that, like, you know, I know for a fact, you know, I was gonna be aware that he you know, died, and that also it would have some significance to me because I was a fan. There's tons of people dying every day I never fucking heard of. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
imagine this is.
And you know what I mean? When you identify with a creator, like an actor, a musician, or something like that.
Yeah, it's gonna matter more to you. You know.
Yeah. I mean, and you're not like most of these sheep that just follow the herd. You've got your things stick out. You're an individual. You're a fucking person, and things that stand out to you shine like a little beacon, I imagine. So when
exactly, that's exactly it. Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, there's some, like, man, we're all gonna be here when Betty White goes. Fuck, you know what I mean? Because that's gonna. Well, no, that's what it is. Is the reality is she's not gonna stick, even if she sticks around as long as fucking Kirk Douglas did. It's gonna happen on our watch.
Yeah.
And Sam Elliott.
There's only one actor I'm waiting to hear about dying. I can wait.
He gives him a ton of credit and calls him an actor. I mean, shit. I've been in fucking crappy productions too. I'm not an actor. None of them have ever been in the theater, but you know, that one was barely in the theater. So.
I mean, you know,
he got to co-star with her perfect ass. That's the high point of his life.
You know, technically, all you need to do to be considered a professional artist is to sell a piece of art. So,
right,
you know,
right. Technically, the fact that people have paid me to insult other people for them means I am a professional insulter.
Right, exactly.
I mean,
you could put that on a resume, bro.
I'll tell Sam to put it on my resume. I don't do the typing shit.
But
my phone is freaking out.
No, I did not, Brian. I never did. I'll never have that feather in my cap. Never.
Neither will I. To that effect.
Must be nice.
But
Yeah, no, I've never been in a movie and then somehow managed to throw it all away from there. I'm just saying, like, he could keep bragging about that if it had kept going, but somehow he seems to have messed it up.
Well, and he dated what's her face for
Christina Ricci, who looks like a goddamn gray with a bunch of skin makeup and a wig on.
Now she does, but
I went back in the day even. I thought she was an alien.
She wasn't.
Yeah. Sam, you're referring to back in the day when she was like 15, right? That's when she was in her prime. Is that what you're trying to say?
Wow, I feel like I stepped into something.
No.
Have you guys been calling each other pedos all day?
Yeah, it was a joke.
No, I'm not going back that far, but probably like probably like early 2000s or whenever, when she was decent, I guess. I don't know.
Well, let's see.
When was that, though, exactly? You're going to have to be more specific. Was it like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas days? Black Snake Moan?
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. That's what I was...
You're going to go to prison for rape and consensual sodomy?
Okay, after my joke, my failed joke about the pedo thing, you go to the character that she's being, like, fucking...
groomed by?
Yeah, fucking, like, abducted and... Oh, man, that's funny.
Oh, that's awful. That's ugly.
I don't know.
I fucking love that movie. The first time I saw it, I was I hung out with two groups of people around that time. And one was, like fucking stoners and shit like that. And the other one was all these straight-laced, like, academic, like, mostly chicks, pretty girls, but, like, real smart and straight-laced and stuff. Well, I convinced this one chick I was hanging out with that we needed to go see that movie. I went with her stone sober. And at the end of the movie, I was like, what in the fuck was that? I didn't even understand what happened. I went like 2 weeks later, I went with some friends of mine, and we were just like all fucking stoned, and I was like, oh my God, where's this movie been all my life? And I started instantly like reading everything I get my hands on by Hunter S. Thompson.
Yeah. I did it the other way, actually, man. I read the book first. I don't even remember why. I mean, I was probably 16, 17. I'd definitely done mushrooms at that point. And, smoked a lot of weed. But I read the book, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, my mother bought me for Christmas one year, like the book and the movie, like some sort of...
Your mom's a lot cooler than mine. My mom's like, I gave all your toys away because they were of the devil. And I'm like, wow, I'm so glad I went to summer camp.
Well, yeah, admittedly, I was, anyway, I read the book first, and one of my favorite parts about that movie, I mean, there's so many, but there's so many scenes that are pulled like the dialogue is pulled directly from the page. The words that Hunter wrote in the book is literally the script for the movie. And so,
what about the fucking golf shoes, man? Impossible to walk in here. No footing at all.
Damn it, dude. I gotta watch that again.
I will tell you right now, if I could have one thing from that movie, it would be that elaborate alligator tail with the straps that he fucking was wearing. I want that for my own. You show up at a party with that and just act like it ain't there.
Oh, dude, that's good. I mean, the suitcase full of drugs would be nice.
That was pretty nice. Did you see what God just did to us?
God didn't do that. You did it. You're a fucking nerd.
You're a fucking
narcotic agent, not do it.
What about the fucking bats?
Me, man.
No point in telling him. He'll find out soon enough. Poor bastard.
But
devil ether.
Oh, nostalgia.
But anyway, Gabe, kind of wrapping things up here with the...
Yeah, that's why I just wanted to jump in and be a jerk for a little bit. It's cool. It's your show.
Kind of wrapping things up here with the regular show. What do you think is gonna happen? I know I can always count on you for an optimistic look on.
Americans bought millions and millions of guns and billions of rounds. I imagine we'll use them.
Yeah, people are going to get shot, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, they are getting shot, but people are going to continue to get shot.
Yeah, but the wrong people are going to get shot.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, certainly the wrong people are going to get shot, but maybe some of the right people too. You know, we can hope.
Yeah, only they deserve the rope. Traitors hang.
Yeah.
Honestly, given a choice between an enemy and a traitor, I'm killing the traitor first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends on the enemy, I suppose, but
No,
yeah,
I just have I have terrible judgment. I will just every time I will choose that.
well, I mean, no, it's because if you recognize the enemy as your enemy, then they're forthright enough to make themselves clear as your enemy, so you can at least have some respect for that. The traitor is a fucking traitor, narc, coward, snitches get fucking stitches, all that good stuff. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I don't know the first Civil War, we'll call it. I don't know if we want to call this a Civil War, a counter-revolution. There's arguments to be made for both, but it was a lot more civil than this one's going to be, and there were much clearer battle lines. Now there's none. There is no front. It's just everybody's mingled with everybody, and we're all mad at each other. And nobody's listening to anybody else at this point. Nobody's convincing anybody of anything because nobody's willing to listen to anyone.
Well,
or I should say more accurately, the people who are willing to listen are so small in number, they're not going to move the needle anymore.
Yep, and that's kind of unfortunate then. So.
Well, and I think to expand on that, excuse me, the people that are willing to listen have been doing so patiently for so long, and especially, I mean, these last 4 years, anybody that doesn't, I mean, I've been so moderate, like in the sense of not giving a fuck about politics generally because I was too busy getting fucked up. But like,
you don't have to be interested in politics. Politics is interested in you.
No, exactly. No, that's exactly right. And of course, any adult figures that out eventually. But
it took me a while.
The point, though, is like the people, right? Well, me too. The people though that are willing to listen, I feel like I'm one of them, generally speaking.
There must be a rational explanation for this, and I'm willing to hear it.
Yeah, but I've played that card for so long that at this point, like, I can't take the bullshit anymore. It's gone. People.
Well, right. It's no longer your job to figure out why they're doing what they're doing. Leave that to the coroners.
I'm not concerned with that. I'm concerned with, I mean, rational discourse has always been important, especially with opposing viewpoints. Like, and I've never not been able to talk to people until very recently. People, I mean, I shouldn't say that. Of course, I've encountered extremist views of all sorts, and that I just eventually, kind of throw my hands up to. Like, well, fuck, I mean, you're not telling me nothing, I'm not telling you nothing, so what the fuck are we talking for? But generally speaking, like, the idea of healthy debate about things, which inevitably,
even if we disagree, I will fight for your ability to say stuff that I don't agree with. That's all gone. The spirit of live and let live, or
right.
I'd fight to the death to defend your right to say it. That spirit is gone. And without a second enlightenment happening over in Europe, I don't see a wave of re-enlightenment happening here in the United States, especially not with an utterly captured academia.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, I all I can say is it'll certainly be interesting to see what happens with. I am kind of optimistic that if Trump wins, maybe the left will go back into their hidey holes and never come out.
Nah, he'll start fucking executing motherfuckers.
Well, either way. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that either. But
make the death penalty great again, man.
Okay, here's some things. from history that most people don't realize, only tangentially related. For the longest time, when you beat somebody in battle, you just killed everyone that was left. Taking them as slaves was the progressive choice. Think about that.
That's fucking dark but true.
Absolutely true. And understand this, that slavery seemed like the merciful choice until they came up with prisons. Because for a very long time, they didn't have those either. Who the fuck's gonna spend their resources for a bunch of assholes they might as well just fucking stab and shove in a ditch? Again, these things that they're trying so hard to fucking, to bury and forget ever happened, or in the case of prisons, tear down and, abolish, are the alternatives to them all getting killed at the end of it.
Yep. That I guess that's the best way of looking at things. So.
I would definitely agree that the left are terrorists.
Yeah. They definitely are. They definitely are. Well, again though, Johnny, that's why I'm saying I don't mind if Trump starts, taking out some Antifa people, arresting them and giving them,
At this point, they're ununiformed combatants. The laws of war do not apply to them. You can execute them when you catch them. That's all the Geneva Convention and the Hague, all that shit only applies to uniformed enemy combatants. Ununiformed enemy combatants can just be snuffed on sight. Let that be a warning both to the leftists and those on the right.
Mm-hmm. And that's what's... I mean...
That's how the cookie crumbles.
And that's
the way it is.
Yep, that's the way it's becoming, at least. And
yeah, I'm not the oldest, but I'm in that clique here out of our group of friends here, and I do not recognize this place when I look around.
Listen,
yeah, man.
Listen, Gabe. If it makes you feel any better, I'm only 25, and even in my lifetime, shit has got that. That's what's so freaky to me. Is
pretty much since you were born that it all started to go to hell, Sam. Don't think I'm not making the connections here.
Listen, Gabe, if it makes you feel any better, I'm like a lot younger than you.
Yeah, that definitely makes me feel better. Is there more to this?
That's what that sounded like just now, Sam.
Well,
if it makes you feel any better, I'm 25, Gabe. So I've got way more years ahead of me than you.
No, what I'm trying to say is, it's gotten.
My grandma tried to curse me.
Is even within my lifetime, it's gotten worse. So
yeah.
And I have I have a couple more decades to live, on this planet, unless somehow we get into some sort of cyberpunk tech hell where they all keep us alive for eternity.
Well, I mean, you could get like a full conversion, cyborg body. And, woe be unto anybody who's ever looked at you funny.
Yeah, I mean that would be the best. That would be the best outcome. But if they
then there's always the chance that whole nerve attenuation syndrome from Johnny Mnemonic is a real thing too. That would be bad.
If they just want to keep my brain on a computer or something like that, no thanks.
Ooh, the singularity. Or maybe head in a jar, Futurama style. What do you think of that? I mean, we can make you a robotic spider body. It would be pretty bitchin'. Johnny said he could weld.
Yeah, Johnny could weld the spider body.
All right.
A little Darth Maul for you.
Yep.
Ooh. Sam. Do you? I need to bail. I've got to take a shower and eat and go to bed because I got to wake up early as fuck again. and that
Yeah, and
that embarrassment
I
that I made of myself as usual kept me up extra late, and I need to get some fucking sleep, more than 3 hours for work, because I fucking phoned it in today. I look like Joe motherfucking Biden.
yeah, I've actually got to head out too, and I promised Verse I would pop into their stream for a little bit, so we'll
Bring Gabe with you. That should be fun.
Nah, probably not.
what
I'm just kidding.
I'd be happy to, but they might.
Kick the fucking door in the verses. That'd be so fun.
They're not used to the danger zone, peeps.
Oh fuck no.
But they
Anyway.
but the two groups should meet one of these days. I have a feeling that should.
What, like one of those bad Anchorman fight scenes?
Hey, the first Anchorman was good. I don't know what happened in number 2, but
they made Will Smith look like an actual chimpanzee. That's what happened in fucking number 2. I can't believe he was in there, and I can't believe he let them make him look like a chimpanzee. He looked like a chimpanzee. I'm not trying to be racist. I'm not saying that because he's black he looked like a monkey. I'm saying wardrobe and costuming and all that shit, man. They made him look like a goddamn chimpanzee.
Yeah, and
I'd be so mad, mad.
Yeah, and they also brought Liam Neeson in for like a quick cameo and just like ruined that opportunity too.
Dumb. Yeah, it's the beating a dead horse at this point. You know, it's like the only kind of horses they like to beat these days.
Yep. But
anyways.
Anyway, folks, thanks for tuning in and listening to the last show before election night, and thanks to Gabe. Thanks for popping in, and Apex,
no problem.
Apex, as always, thanks for coming on. So,
I come on whatever you want, Sammy.
And well.
On that note, I'm gonna get a
on
mop.
That note, good night.
Well,
good night, everybody.
Well, as long as you don't come on me, that's what matters. But anyway, folks, I want to thank you for tuning into the Whitfield Report from all of us here at NGC Studios. Good night, God bless, God save this great nation, God freedom legacy in the order, and I'll see you guys on the election night. Until then, God bless.